Hi friends, welcome back to the Common Sense Grandma. My name is Michelle, in case you're new. And as you can see, I have a little bit of mess here on the counter. I was recording this video and I don't know what happened, but after 3 seconds, it stopped recording. My phone battery's not dead. I have no idea what happened. So I will catch you up. This is a very simple recipe. This week, I'm bringing you a few meals that we are having this week. I wanted something for the grandkids. The two older ones are here this week, and granddaughter loves this. It's a potato egg curry. It's very, very easy to make. You probably all have these ingredients in your house right now. All I did was put in a stick of butter in my bowl, melted that in the microwave. I use unsalted. You use whatever you're used to buying. For me, I always buy unsalted. And then I added a cup of sour cream, about 2 heaping teaspoons of curry. And if I were you, after you get the sauce mixed up, just taste it and see what you think. And then heresy cream and mushroom soup. Now, I do have my cream of something soup mix here. I have made it with that before, and it just didn't taste, I don't know, it just didn't taste that good. I have used that mixture for other things, and we really liked it, but for whatever reason, we didn't care it for this recipe. It just wasn't the same. So I also, one time, instead of sour cream, I used yogurt. I also didn't like that. I found that it really needs the sour cream. Now, I'll be the first to admit it is not a healthy recipe because it does have a stick of butter and it has the cream of mushroom soup. But you know what? Sometimes we do what we need to do to get dinner on the table, especially if this is a meal that the kids really like. I will probably serve this with some sort of vegetable or a big green salad, which we had last night. I kind of go every other day on that. We'll see, but definitely some sort of green vegetable. Anyway, I put in, okay, the recipe will be down below listed, but 1 stick of butter, a cup of sour cream, 1 can of cream of mushroom, which I put a little bit of water to make sure I got it all. I did put some salt and pepper, 2 teaspoons of curry powder, mix that up, and then I put in 10 chopped hard-boiled eggs. And I can't tell you exactly how many potatoes I used because I used 2 big russet potatoes and they were huge. And then maybe 6 small baby reds that have all been steamed. I steamed the potatoes, took them out of the Instant Pot, did the eggs, chopped everything up. So our potatoes are cut up, they're cooked, not real cooked, but they are cooked. And then put that in your sauce, and then we're going to put it in our dish here, which has been sprayed. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully I don't spill it. And then after I cook this evening, we're in the afternoon time right now, I will certainly put add a photo of what it looks like. But if this is something that the kids love, which kind of surprises me. Well, the older grandkids, they are not picky. They are the best at just eating whatever. They're so good about whatever's for dinner, they make it. And on their way home from school, she always texts me, "Grandma, what's for dinner?" And she always says yummy, and she doesn't complain. Let me get my hands clean. Now, I like to put a topping. I like something crunchy. I made it one time without the crunchy bits, and she really missed the crunchy. So I have in my little pot here, I put 2 tablespoons of butter, melted it on the stove, and then I added ½ a cup of panko breadcrumbs. These are seasoned breadcrumbs. I like the panko seasoned. I buy both, but just stir it up a little bit. And isn't this the cutest little pot? It has a lid. I love this. I've used this mostly for melting butter, doing small little amounts of sauce. But my sister-in-law was at Home Goods, and she saw it, and so she was getting one for herself, and then she thought, well, she knew I would like it too. She is an excellent cook. She is one of the best cooks. My brother-in-law, it's my husband's brother's wife, he is very lucky that he married her. She is a lovely person and an excellent cook. So, in fact, some of her dishes that she makes when they're coming to our house for a potluck, our kids will even say, is Auntie bringing such and such? And I'll go, oh, I'll make sure, I'll ask her. So what we're going to do though later is I will pop this in the oven. I don't know for how long, maybe half an hour or so. And then I'll take a picture and upload it here at the end of the video. And then I will see you though in the next video, probably tomorrow. All right, we'll see you after this meal, on to the next meal. Welcome back for our second dinner. Tonight's dinner is actually a vegan meal. Last night was the potato egg curry, which is vegetarian, but tonight's is actually vegan, and this is called a glory bowl. I first saw this recipe from Chelsea from Little Mountain Ranch. She's in Canada. She has a lovely channel. And then she said she got it from, I think it's Shelly Adams, Whitewater Cooks. Now she may have got it from somewhere else, but I checked the recipe from this person and it is identical. Now what we did was oops, kind of noisy. We have some tofu here that I cut in half and pressed it between, I used a towel instead of paper towels. I didn't want to waste paper towels. I let it sit for like 10-15 minutes, just pressed it to get some of the water out. And then I put it in the air fryer. I cubed it up, put it in the air fryer. I sprinkled a little bit of soy sauce and the blend, salt, pepper, garlic, stirred it up lightly, and I cooked it in the air fryer for 10 minutes at 400. Flipped it over and for another 5, and it's kind of crunchy now. Now you can certainly cook it on the stove. I just prefer the air fryer because I'm not having to go turn it. And this way I didn't use any oil. And what makes this so delicious is the dressing. It is so, so good. So for the dressing, we have half a cup of nutritional yeast. And you know what? You can get this at Walmart. You don't have to go to a health food store. Walmart carries it, of course, Sprouts. I'm not sure. Trader Joe's, I think, has their own brand. It's good. Anyway, half a cup of nutritional yeast flakes, a 1/3 cup water, 1/3 cup tamari or soy sauce. I think you could use Bragg's liquid aminos. When I'm making scrambled tofu, this is what I use. I prefer it. I haven't tried this recipe yet with it, but I'm sure it would be good. 1/3 cup apple cider vinegar, 2 cloves of garlic crushed, 2 tablespoons tahini paste, and it calls for 1.5 cups of vegetable oil. When I made this, I felt like it was too oily before the last time I made it. So I cut it down to 2/3 cup vegetable oil, and I added an extra about a 1/3 cup of water, just to balance it a little bit more because I felt like it was too oily. And this dressing is so good. We used it that week after we had the glory bowls. We put it on other things. I think I put it on salad as a dressing, and it was so good. Now the original recipe to make your bowl is brown rice, shredded beets. I today used the golden beets. I don't have any of the red beets, and I actually like the flavor of these. Carrots grated. She calls for almonds. I'm using cashews because I like them better. Spinach leaves, and then the tofu. And I'm actually adding a few more things. Did I say brown rice? I did. Okay. I'm gonna add some cilantro, green onions, because that's how I like things. So we're going to start our bowl with, this is leftover brown rice like a brown rice, wild rice pilaf that I made the other day. I didn't feel like, it's actually, let me put it this way, it's lunchtime right now. I'm having this for lunch, and then everybody else will have this tonight for dinner. So I didn't want to make brown rice now. I figured it would be easier to just use that. We don't waste. So we add a little bit of our tofu. I did find that if you're gonna make this for your family, use 2 tubs of tofu, because I'm not real crazy about tofu, but this way I was surprised by how much tofu I ate, so that's good. We're gonna put some spinach. You know, you can layer this in your bowl, or you can just do them side by side how I'm doing it, and kind of mix it up as I eat it. Now we're going to put some of the golden beets I have shredded, and they're kind of oxidizing here. Gonna need to get these covered. Gonna do some carrots. Am I missing anything? No. And then I'm gonna put a little bit more rice, because the rice is really good with the sauce. It's really, really good. I'm gonna fill my bowl up a little bit more here. I think I'll add a little bit more of the beets also. Beets are so good. Also gonna add a little bit more of the spinach. Last time I just layered everything, but this time I'm gonna do it a little differently. Okay, I can't eat something like this without cilantro. Green onions. We keep green onions chopped up in our refrigerator all the time because they're so good on so many things. And we're gonna put our sauce. Yeah, I can tell it's a little thinner rather than if I put all that oil, but I just didn't feel like that it needed that much oil. And of course, if you want to change up your ingredients, you're welcome to. I think you could do, if you don't want to use tofu, use chicken, even from a rotisserie chicken. I'm really putting this on, but it's so good. You could do, of course, different beets. You could put tomatoes. I wrote some things down here. Different nuts, of course. You could do corn. I am gonna do a little bit of avocado. I had to open, this is the 3rd avocado that I opened. It doesn't call for avocado, but I thought avocado would be really good. So I'm adding that. You could do red onions instead of the green. There's so many different things. Anyway, I put corn. You could do bell peppers. You could put some hot peppers, would be good. You know, make it your own, however you like it. And this is just a quick, well, it was quick. Barely any cooking. The only thing I had to cook, well, the brown rice, which I did in the rice cooker the other day, and then the tofu, which I did in the air fryer. So everything else is, you know, cut up or shredded, and you can keep that in the refrigerator and have it ready to go at your convenience. What I like about this is it's light. Even though we're still winter, it's hot here. It's 90 something out today. And I wanted a lighter dinner. Now, for the grandkids tonight, they're going to eat this. They're really good about, they eat anything. We also have leftover chicken drumsticks in the refrigerator that I'll warm up for them in the air fryer, and they can have that with this because they're both athletes and they eat a lot. And so I know if they eat this after an hour, you know, an hour after dinner, they're going to be hungry again. But I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Isn't it beautiful? It's just so pretty. And it's a nice light meal that you can just throw together with whatever you have in your refrigerator. I will link the original recipe below, and I will type out how I made it, just so you have, you know, both versions. I always like to give someone credit with, if they made the recipe, I'm kind of copying it, even if I'm tweaking it a little bit, I do like to include the original because we need to give each other credit and cheer each other on. I hope you're all having a great week. If you don't mind, please like and subscribe. I would like that so much. It means a lot to me. I wish all of you love and blessings, and we'll see you again on the next video. Bye.